Okay, here's an assignment. My recommendation is I want you to get good fast. You're in a hurry, aren't you? I mean, look at you. You know, I know that the plan says 8 to 15 hours a day, a week. You can do this realistically in 8 to 15 hours a day. I mean, Kevin wrote that in there. Okay, that's true. You can go along at a steady pace doing 8 to 15 hours a day, okay, a week, until you find somebody that's good. Now, if you find that golden egg, if you find that champion, if you find that thoroughbred, you might want to consider going berserk. Cancel the reunions, cancel the parties. Forget Wednesday night at the bar, sing along or whatever. Forget it, because you're going to get rich. I mean, look, you've already, if you're 35 and you're not where you want to be, you already wasted 30 years of your life, or 20, or 5. If you're 40 and you're not making it, what did you do for the last 10, 20 years? It didn't get you anywhere. You're still suffering. Time's running out. You only got one life. Man, what's 3 months? 3 months now after all that time went by and you didn't get nowhere. What's 3 months to go berserk? Because I'll tell you one thing, Elizabeth went berserk. Bowlings went berserk. Kiefer went berserk. I was with them. They were nuts. And we had a lot of fun. But you know what? You don't mind it when it's growing and it's just exploding. Would you do that? So you can do the 8 to 15 thing. And if we do this and we land somebody, whoo, I got a thoroughbred now. I got to ride this horse. You follow what I'm saying? You don't mind doing more because it's fun. And you're going to be financially independent, time-free for the rest of your life. You're 30, for 35 years, when somebody else is working to retire, you're already living the life of Raleigh, making money. Oh, yeah, you got to keep a little bit in there, but it's fun. A little time in there. You got to help some people now and then start a leg, but you made it. Wow. It's amazing. So I recommend that you have courings and practice, just like the theater, just like the sports team, just like the band, just like the scientists do or the brain surgeons do in medical school. They practice a lot before they actually do it. Right? Right? Okay, so you get together and you learn these themes. The themes are the things about the business, the aspects, the angles, the components of what it is, you know? And you script the theme out and you practice it. Then you switch themes back and forth, okay? And people can say, why don't you say this? And why don't you say that? So you spend a whole night practicing and coaching and helping each other. It's a lot of fun. It's actually funny. Can you do this? Is this a bad thing? Do you like it? I mean, it's going to exponentially make you more confident. You know, support each other and ask questions and get answers. Go around the room and help each other. It's not a hostile thing. It's a practice thing. Does everybody follow this? And we coach each other. So here's some of the things: the shopping annuity, converting spending into earning, economic alchemy, digital aggregation, tracking system. They're all themes in that area that you can talk about. If you know how to talk about them, you're going to be dangerous because you can dance. You see, if you can't dance, it's a problem. Are you with me on this? Okay. Online shopping, getting paid to shop, social shopping, the economy. What a great topic. You know? Product brokerage, mall without walls, internet marketing, e-commerce, baby boomers, anti-aging, and wellness. Get this slide series and write these down and get your script for each one of these. Now, you want to make 6 figures and you won't do that? Don't you understand there's something wrong? Prepare yourself. Empower yourself. Become a professional. Do something to change things. And you will make it work. You really will. Baby boomers, 2 to 3 year plan versus 45-year plan. Great discussions. I have them all the time. Lauren takes me to this doctor that sticks needles in my face. You know? Well, how come you never work? I say, because I chose a 2 to 3 year plan over the 45-year plan, unlike you. 8 years to become a dermatologist, stick me in the face with needles, have to work all the time, have to run 500 patients through the office a week or to go bankrupt while I am free. All the time. I do this all the time. Just goofing around, being silly, being stupid. You know, residual income and time leverage. Do you know what residual income is? You don't? Well, I guess that's why you don't got it. You can have there's a lot of good ones. I'm full of them. You know? Converting spending into earning. Economic alchemy, digital aggregation, tracking system. The tracking system, if you know how to explain it, blows people's minds. So you know, like social media, how everybody gets friends and it virally just kind of spreads, their footprint spreads, and the more they're visible, the more followers they get, and some people even become influencers. Well, we have a system that works just like that, except there's a little widget that goes in there, and it tracks everything that they buy, and you get a piece of the action on it because we extract it from the supplier. And it adds up into a residual income. Not only what you buy, but what that whole network of people that know people that know people that know people that know people buy. And when people go to buy things, why do they normally do it? Somebody told them, you should get this or go here. Isn't that true? It just simply tracks it. Do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have? It's what we have. Tell the story of how it got created. Don't give people facts. Don't lecture people. Don't try to convince them with a presentation. Tell stories. Let me tell you how I became involved in this. It's the craziest thing. One day I was here and I met this crazy woman by the name of Elizabeth Weber. And she asked me if I liked working 40 hours a week for my whole life and, ending up broke. I said, of course not. She said, well, I teach people how to make $2,100 a week residual income without leaving their job. Would you like to know? You follow what I mean? I tell the story. The story of how you got in, the story about what you discovered, the story about what other people are doing, the story of the story of the company. Stories. People believe more in people and stories than they do in facts. You guys hearing that? Okay? Collective buying power to force prices down, and our piece of the margin up. We have collective buying power. The establishment wants to keep us apart for a reason. It's a scam. It's a conspiracy. And we're rising up against it and using our collective buying power to be able to take back the profit so that we become rich and free rather than them. Unfranchised versus franchise. What a great one. The Plan B, do you have one? Let's talk about 401ks. Let's talk about Social Security. Let's talk about retirements. Let's talk about what you got after 45 years of working. Do you know? Scary. OPC3, a product that leads to an opportunity. Because when people use it and it works, it's an automatic trial size marketing. When they see you take it, they say, what's that? Oh, this purple fizzy stuff? You won't believe it, man. I used to run 5 miles a day. Something happened to my knee, and I couldn't even run at all. Now I can run 5 miles a day faster than I used to. Called OPC3, oligomeric proanthocyanidins. I practice that. Young entrepreneurs are getting involved. No longer do people that come out of college want to get jobs and be like their parents. They want to become free. They're much smarter than we were. And we have a program that fits them perfectly because they don't need the money to invest. One-to-one marketing, university major, any one of them. So you learn how to connect the themes like connecting the dots in a drawing. This one goes here to here to here. But you see, right now you're like, I don't know if I can do that because you haven't practiced the themes. When you have the themes, you're feeling like, whoa, man, let me put that ball in the hoop. You know what I'm saying? You want to play, but you got to be a little bit comfortable, so you got to practice a little bit and have fun. One theme leads you to another, and all you're doing is educating. You're not trying to get them in. You're stimulating an interesting, intriguing conversation that's timely, that's forward-looking, that's smart, that's intelligent, and they're enthralled by it. You know, it's so cool to have something to talk about and you know what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying, guys? One theme leads to another, and you're doing the education. So does that sound like something you would like to learn more about? So watch, I get them, they're asking questions. Does that sound like something you'd like to learn more about? We teach people how to make money doing that. There's your zingers. There's your lines. But that's not going to happen unless they're coming after it. You see? So, Market America themes. I tell my story. I say, you know, 28 years ago, I was miserable trying to make things work in marketing. Nobody would listen to me. Everything didn't make any sense. And I came up with this idea. That people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. And if you knew what everybody was buying, you could go get it and supply it with them. And the internet age was coming, and they could order it online. And you could eliminate all of that middleman stuff and ship it directly to them. And you could take a piece of the margin when people led to people and pay them for leading to people so you didn't have to do the advertising. People believe in what people say or recommendations more than they do advertising. And I started a company by accident because my girlfriend at the time, my wife, 20-some years now, irritated me. Told me that I couldn't do it, and I was full of S. So, you know, she inspired me, a billionth of a volt went off, she irritated me, and I did it. And she became an incredible marketer with me. And we have this incredible company that's doing $1 billion a year, and I don't even know how it happened. The little one, that's how I tell a story. You got a story? Tell my story. Tell Dennis's story. Tell some story. Okay? So that's what we do. We get comfortable with it, you know? You know, I love the shopping annuity story. Talk about the economy, immediately comes to everything's going up. You ever notice how it goes up every single year, even if there's no reason to? We just come to expect it. Why doesn't it go down? If we use our collective buying power, we could make it go down. And if we got credit for it, our income would go up. So instead of our income going up and prices going, our income going down and prices going up, prices would go down and our income would go up. I met a genius that figured out how to do it. And we got a platform, an application, software that does it. You want to see it? I mean, I'm telling you guys, is this making sense to you? Are you feeling me? You got to dance. You got to dance, you know? Okay? This is a great thing to have a coring on. I hope that you do it. You do it together, okay? And remember, the fortune is in follow-up. So don't make the technique be outside of their comfort zone. Bring it to their level. Keep it going. Keep the connection, okay? Keep following up. You don't have to be getting them in. Just making friends, getting them more information, bringing them to coffee with somebody else who loves the business, who's great at it. introducing them to a customer that had a miracle happen. All these things are part of it. You don't have to always be getting them in. I hate getting them in. ABC pattern then begins when we go with them to see people, we have a meeting around the kitchen table, or we have a home kickoff. I book the follow-ups. We're going to get those people to suggest some people to evaluate it too that might know the right people. It's always about not getting in, but evaluating it because they might know the right people. And if you understand qualifying, we would never want to bring somebody in that couldn't lead to the right people or use a product and lead to customers, right? Are you learning anything?